All right, so I'm excited for y'all to come along with me on this journey because I'm going to go back into Mekhi Becton because apparently I lost my mind. When I first started, it was a deep tackle draft, deep O-line draft. I heard all that, but the tackles were a little different. It was all about Andrew Thomas and Wills. Then Worst came out. There was some talk about Jackson. Becton was around. Obviously, things flip as they always do, and now Becton is talked about top 10 pick. And I'm like, well, when I watched him, I did not have good notes on him. I didn't have really good notes at all. And I was just like, bro, this dude is trash. I can't believe anybody's talking about him as a first-round pick. And then they started talking about him as a top 10 pick, and I'm just like, wait, oh, what? So I knew I had to go back at some point before the draft, but doing all this draft content, so I figured why not now? So you get to follow me as I do my first rewatch of Mekhi Becton. And it's not that I don't think he has any talent, but the dude's huge. I mean, he's huge. He doesn't bend well. He moves well for his size, but he doesn't move greatly. And so you're talking about what at they were saying he played 355, somewhere around there. Weighed in at the combine at 364. Huge dude. And hey, give you some inside tips. I'm around 350. I'm a big dude too. But anyway, I'm not 6'7", and I'm not playing left tackle or trying to play left tackle. But you had guys like this. This isn't the first huge guy. Zach Banner recently, where he never made it because of all the concerns everybody had that he was going to be too big and he wasn't going to have enough leverage in the league, and he didn't. And so I looked at this guy and I'm like, bro, I got the same, idea, but apparently people see something different. So I was like, hey, we'll give it a shot. So you'll follow me as we watch this together and kind of see what we can see. So just to remind you, it'll be on YouTube. So the control is kind of iffy, but we'll slow it down so we can watch. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get this started. And we got Notre Dame. I'm going to tell you straight up, I did a whole video against Clemson. Clemson don't really have edge rushers like that. And so you didn't really get to see a whole lot. So we'll see here. So first play was just a run. And one thing I'll tell you, they used him like Orlando Brown was used in Oklahoma. They leave the edge to a lot of these running backs or fullbacks or wings or tight ends, and they block him down. And so effectively he blocks down or double teams like a guard a lot of the times. All right, so we see this play where he blocks out to the edge. And again, massive dude. He can get in the way. He can move you. But look, you get underneath him, you're fine. There's going to be players, especially in the league with good leverage and good hands, that are going to get underneath his blocks because he doesn't play with a whole lot of bend. If he gets his hands on you, he can throw you, yes, but you can get around that. So I guess he was inside there. Kind of tucked out of nowhere. Actually, is this playing at slower speed? Because it doesn't feel like it. So that's a good pass set there. It is playing. So that's a good pass set. And again, he could become a wall if he has his pass pro right. But the problem is when you got speed, he's going to overset and open up the inside lane. So that last one he blocked down again. They already down 7-0. So we'll play action, block to the outside, have some help, then just let him go. Now the quarterback's running around, but you got to understand, someone of this size, and I talk about this with tackles in general, your ability to recover a block is going to be important. And he's not going to be able to recover many blocks. So if somebody starts inside and goes outside, or if they hit a counter on him, he's not going to be able to get back to that block. He just doesn't have the lateral movement. So that was a cut block. Another little zone. And so much like Orlando Brown, I don't think he's going to be a left tackle. I think they're going to put him at right tackle where he should be, and that's fine. And you can scheme around it, but do realize that's where some of the best pass rushers are going to be at. So he blocks down again. Somebody else blocks on the edge. And so you just effectively using him like a guard a lot of times in these run plays. And that's the other thing. So we talk a lot about pass pro. So what you'll see is there's not a lot of drive blocking. And there's some teams that are just zone teams, but there's not a lot of drive blocking going on. There's going to be a lot of block down on zones. There's going to be a lot of cutting on the edge. A lot of different things to get him involved. So again, it was quick, but you see it there. Obviously, it didn't affect the pass, but counter move here, he's grabbing. As soon as it's a counter move, he's grabbing. He's not able to reposition his feet. That play there, you see the power on the edge, even though he doesn't engage his punches strong enough to get that guy off his pass rush path. So we got tight end to his side. Just blocks in the area, but it really doesn't affect a whole lot because he just lets the linebacker go. And again, that's just a limited range. Let's see, what is it? Unbalanced. He's on the right side that time. And so they go away from him a lot. Little play action there. He's actually blocking downfield. That's illegal. Did he not catch that? That's messed up. So we got Becton on the left side on here. Play action. Zone pro. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Unbalanced. He's on the right side. And you see blocking down, but just standing up. He's so high. And so if you're blocking from somebody's back to shove them, that might work, or push them from the side. But when you're trying to drive them head to head, you're not going to be able to do that. It doesn't matter how big he is. And so that limits you to this zone type of run scheme. So blocks down again. He can push a guy down the line. And they're just looking to create a lot of power in the interior and then put all the speed on the edge as far as the offense. So they want to throw the quick bubbles. They want to jet. They want to do the zone reads. Excuse me. All right, so again, you look, this wing is going to take the edge. Becton is going to wait. He's going to end up helping on the interior. And they're leaving a full-blown pass rusher, who some people think is a first-round pick, versus a wing. And you'll see a lot of that. Becton's going to work on the interior. So in this one, he blocks down. And again, lateral movement. The D lineman is going to stunt. So now he's not on his path. Hard for him to recover. Tries to recover there, and there's no way he's getting to the linebacker. He's just not quick enough to do both of those things. Not bad lateral movement that time, getting out there. And again, it's like this guy's 360, so he can move 6'7". He can move a lot quicker than we expect him to, which is fine, but that doesn't mean he's going to be quick enough to work. The last one, he buried the guy, pancake, and that's the power. That's what you're hoping for when you get him, is that he's just got a lot of that power. And if you try to get in the phone booth with him, he's going to destroy you. So let's bounce towards the end of the game. All right, so we see some more passing plays. So they're down 2 touchdowns. Let's see if we get more passing plays. Because Louisville like to do that spread stuff. Why are they on the center so long? Play action again. Same thing. Becton blocking down somebody else on the edge. All right, 3rd and 19. So they should be coming. Well, looks like a flag. Never understand why they leave these flags in. And then they cut the next play. So they just ran a little option. Didn't really pass. All right, so a little pop pass there. And honestly, this would be my dream. I wish to play an offense like this. They just leave the edge to these little skill players. Everything else is blocked down. And so you see that there. Now Becton's going to alter this defender's path, but he's the lead edge blocker, completely misses. And so, like, Becton didn't even make contact with that dude. All right, so you're good there. Oh my God. Did he get ejected? Nice job there, Becton again. When you get in a brawling match, he's going to win. Almost threw that dude. So Becton blocks down again. And it's like, bro, y'all losing by 2 touchdowns. Y'all might want to start doing something else. All right, let's skip ahead here. So 4th quarter, looks like they're still running though. Solo edge, let's see what we get. I was about to say if this is another false start. Blocks down again. Ugh, it's just makes me sick. All right, so regular pass here, and not really on Becton because he can't see. But again, you just see the ability to mirror and stay with the block is not there. So that's good there. Then he just lets it go. I mean, he was fine until he just let him run around the edge. Blocks down again, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go to the last minute or so. See if there's any action as far as pass pro. All right, so they're in trips, so look like they're in regular passing formations now. And that's the thing, like, that shouldn't happen because Becton's stronger than that. And it's not that he's bull rush, it's that he's so worried about the edge that he's opening up his chest and the inside. And so now they're just going to speed the power on him. And that's the thing that I worry about. I worry about in the league, okay, well, what happens when we're not talking about Notre Dame, which is a good team, but we're talking about Joey Bosa, or we're talking about Von Miller, or Khalil Mack. Like, what happens when these guys explode off the ball, you're racing to get to the edge, and then they bull into your chest, like you're just giving up lanes, and he's not fast enough to recover. So he's good there in the brawl. And we'll just end it there. I mean, I think I've said the same thing at this point. I think we all get it now. But look, watching it, it's the same thing. And I get it. I know sometimes I'm like, what the hell? But honestly, I've been around this draft so much. This is what happens, especially with quarterbacks, but other players too. These communities get so enamored with people's potential. And I get it. It's like he's huge. His arms are long. His feet are pretty decent. And he played at a high level. And so, okay, I can get him in here. I can get him in some shape. I can get him with some better technique. I can scheme around. Like, I get all that. For maybe it's a philosophy thing, but for me, that's not a top 10 pick. I'm not taking a top 10 pick. So you got guys that like ceiling. You got guys that like floor. I'm more towards a floor than I am the ceiling. I want a guy that I know can contribute and that has a good foundation. I'm not looking to rebuild anything. And if I am, at 25 maybe. In the second round, possibly. But I'm not taking no top 10 player based off what I wish and hope he might become. And as you can see, it takes a lot around to help. And Orlando Brown's the same way, but Orlando had way better technique. And so obviously, being the son of an NFL player, he had a lot more of a foundation. And so when they got him into the regular system, he was fine. When they start going to the more Lamar Jackson spread system, obviously he was great because he did a lot of that in college. And so I understand that it can work, but I'm not trying to recreate everything around him. And so I don't know what this team is in the top 10 that's like, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and pop him into our pro style system. I don't know who they are, but whatever. We'll see. Sometimes people are like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. And then the person slides. And I'm like, well, and then they end up not being good. Or maybe they do end up being good. Sometimes people, I'm like, bro, y'all nuts. And then that person goes really high. Greg Robinson. I'm like, there is no way I'm taking Greg Robinson that high. Went that high. Has not worked out. And so we'll see what happens, where he gets drafted, and then we'll see what happens in his career. But for me, hard pass. I don't see it at all. So go down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Share around. Get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you for listening.